Alright, boys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about how I made $2,900 in 24 hours. Basically a Reddit guide. I made one not too long ago, but there's a little things that I've changed. So yeah. First of all, account setup. We personally create accounts, but I'm going to talk about other options as well. But we personally create the account on mobiles. Obviously, when you're scaling, you can basically transfer some to PC. Using the Dolphin Anti, but at first, if you're going to follow exactly what I do, you create on mobile, you get a mobile rotating proxy 4-5G. You can self-host or you can use ghost proxies, which is my friend's proxies. Obviously, there's other options as well, but this is what I personally think is the best. Best option is to use a USA one or UK one. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. Both are fine. And yeah, when you create, you just use a Gmail account. Can be like Outlook as well. It's not too important on Reddit. And then you can verify it as well. If you're like using a UK proxy, for example, then you might have to verify it with your own ID. Because of the new like laws in the UK, if you're gonna do NSFW content, you have to verify the account. But yeah, if you want to transfer the PC, what you basically do is you just use the same proxy that you're using on your phone on Dolphin Anti or AdsPower, whatever you want to use, and just transfer the account. So just log out on your mobile, log in on the web, and then just wait 24 hours before you do anything. So other than brand new accounts, if you don't want to create, the other options are Asia accounts with like Karma already on them, or blanks. And I put creative, I already mentioned that. So blanks is basically accounts that are usually aged, but they have nothing on them. So they're like brand new accounts, they're just aged. This is fine as well, but the only reason why we create personally is because with Reddit is somewhat strict with like little things like this, and small things are just buying an account and logging into an account that was used by someone else. These little things can get you banned, right? Reddit does ban people for buying accounts or logging into aged accounts, stuff like that. So if you create the account, even though it takes a little bit longer to grow the account, you're gonna have a lot more of a lower ban rate, which is obviously like one of the main goals at the start with Reddit, because ban rates can be quite high on Reddit. So unless you do like a very long warm up, or you just sort of get lucky, to be honest, because sometimes it can be random when you get banned, like at the very start. It's better to create, in my opinion. And Asia accounts with Karma is basically an account that's ready to post in like any type of subreddit, because it already has Karma. So talking about Karma, we personally don't also farm Karma, which a lot of people get surprised by, but again, it's the same as buying accounts. Small things like that can get you banned, right? Reddit can obviously tell that you're farming Karma, most of the time at least. So it's better not to do it, in my opinion. And just post in smaller subreddits and just grow organically that way. And again, a lot of people think just because subreddits don't have requirements, stuff like that, it's going to cause, basically no traffic, nothing like that. But in reality, that's not the case. There's a lot of very popular and just good subreddits that don't have requirements. And it's actually quite easy to grow, in my opinion, as long as you find the right ones. So once you have your account, all of that stuff, the actual account setup of the Reddit profile and the pin post, all of that. Don't do a profile picture. Just use like a Reddit avatar, the little person. Just make it like a girly. The banner we usually just do it like a side picture of her body, or like her waist, stuff like that, just to show a bit of the model. And obviously his name, make the name of an emoji. Bio, we usually keep it pretty simple. Just make it like niche related and your age, and then just say something like "Come talk to me," or my page is free, with like a arrow pointing down to the link, and obviously just link your OF or your fan view, with something like get my links or link boost, stuff like that. I wouldn't recommend doing just straight OF link anymore because that can get you banned as well now. But yeah, and then pin posts. We just do a pin post, basically just promoting the OF. So you can literally make a caption like "My OF is free right now," and then put a link as well, and you can have a GIF of your model, also, or just a picture. All right, so actual subreddits and niches. First of all, always test. Testing is a way to actually succeed with Reddit. So if something doesn't work, then change it. So with this, what I mean is, let's say you want to have an account. Every account that we do is niched, right? So let's say your account, you want to try out the feet niche, and you got 20 subreddits ready to post in. Let's say you're posting that for a week straight and you're not getting much traffic. Instead of just posting in it, for no reason, because it's clearly not working, instead change it. Just change it straight away and try something else out. Now, it doesn't mean that the niche is bad. Maybe the subreddits you're using are bad. If the subreddits aren't bad, maybe the content is bad, right? And this is what I mean by testing. You always have to test out everything. You gotta test out niches, you gotta test out subreddits, and you gotta test out content. Content is probably the most important, in my opinion. If you've got good content, you'll probably see success, even if with not the best subreddits, stuff like that. But either way, you gotta test out all of these things. And once you find the right content and the right niche and the right subreddits for your model, and you see success, that's when you gotta start scaling and do something similar on another account. But yeah, that's the main thing you gotta do with Reddit. Now the last thing, a couple things to just remember when you're scaling with Reddit that I'm gonna mention now. A couple rules is, first of all, if you're gonna do multiple accounts, never have anything the same on the accounts, otherwise you're gonna get banned. So let's say you got account 1 posting in 20 subreddits. On account 2, you should never use the same subreddits, never have anything copied from that old account. If you use a proxy, make sure you're using a mobile proxy so the IP changes, a rotating proxy, sorry. And yeah, like I said, just subreddits, even content. Obviously, I'll talk about spoofing in a second, but even content can't be the same unless you spoof. Bio, banner, all of that stuff, like everything has to be different. And yeah, with content, like I put here, spoofing. For videos, you can use Reddgif and a new link. So basically just re-upload the same video and it'll count as spoofing. For images, you can use SpoofsyBot or CleanslyBot. CleanslyBot's temporarily down right now. But then the SpoofsyBot, you can use that on Telegram. And yeah, just literally just insert a photo and then you can spoof it. Simple as that. But yeah, that's a quick Reddit guide. Other than that, to actually win the $2.9K, obviously it's just chatting. I have a very good chat agency that I work with that, if anyone wants that, you can DM me on Telegram as well, and I can put you in contact with them. But yeah, other than that, a lot more in-depth information on private group. If you're interested in that, just DM me on Telegram, and yeah, see you guys there.